The Bold and the Beautiful, October 22nd spoilers, Deacon's dangerous choice, Sheila's rage, and Remy's secret erodes trust Wednesday, October 22nd. Brought a seismic shift in The Bold and the Beautiful, one that's going to send aftershocks through Forrester creations and into the tangled mess of personal lives orbiting the ever-dramatic Los Angeles fashion world. The episode pulled no punches as Deacon Sharp made a choice that will leave Sheila seething, while Remy Price found himself cornered by secrets that refuse to stay buried. The momentum is building, and the fallout is just beginning. Deacon Sharp has just landed what could be the opportunity of a lifetime. Being hired to work on Hope Logan's collection at Forrester Creations isn't just a job, it's his dream come true. He's finally getting a chance to build something respectable, something meaningful. And from the outside, everything looks like it's finally falling into place for Deke. But in true Bold and the Beautiful fashion, that dream is already at risk of imploding, and the danger isn't coming from the competition or the runway. It's coming from the people closest to him. Remy Price, Deck's boyfriend, puts on a supportive front. He congratulates Deke, tells him he's proud, that he believes in him, but the smile doesn't reach his eyes. Underneath the praise, Remy is visibly tense. There's a secret he's holding on to with white-knuckled fear, and it's threatening to unravel not just Deck's first day at Forrester, but their entire relationship. When Deke brings up the fact that Remy refused to let him mention his name around the office, the tension reaches a boil. Deke doesn't understand why his partner would be so adamant about staying out of sight, especially now, when he wants to share this achievement with the person he loves. Remy sidesteps, dodges, deflects. But Deke isn't backing down. He pushes harder. He wants answers. If there's anything about Remy's past or his connection to Forrester Creations that could come back to bite them, Deke wants to know. He needs to know. Because if Remy is hiding something that could jeopardize this new chapter of his life, he deserves the truth now, not later. But Remy holds his ground. He insists Deke should stop worrying. That today is about him and his future, not Remy's past. To stop the conversation from spiraling, Remy kisses him. It's passionate, but also strategic. A distraction. A delay tactic. He sends Deke off to his first day with a smile, but behind that smile is annoying dread. Because secrets don't stay buried for long in this town, and Remy knows it's only a matter of time before his comes to light. Meanwhile, across town, Sheila Sharp is spiraling and fast. When she ambushes Deacon at Il Giardino, she's desperate. She's not just fighting for love anymore, she's fighting for control. She pleads with Deacon not to walk away from their marriage. She begs for a second chance. But Deacon, tired of the emotional warfare, isn't ready to hand her one. Not this time. Instead of staying to hash things out or try to repair what's clearly broken, Deacon makes a move that sends Sheila over the edge. He runs straight to Taylor Hayes for another therapy session. Sheila's rage is volcanic. To her, Taylor isn't just a therapist. She's a threat, a wedge, a woman with too much influence over the man Sheila believes still belongs to her. The idea of Deacon sitting in Taylor's office, opening up, making emotional progress without her is intolerable. She's not about to let him slip through her fingers because of someone like Taylor Hayes. Though Taylor will offer Deacon solid, measured advice, her presence alone is enough to provoke Sheila into planning her next move. And knowing Sheila, it won't be subtle. The only question now is, how far is she willing to go to eliminate the competition? Back at Forrester, the drama isn't confined to Deacon and Remy. Fans eager to see what happens next with Luna Nozawa will have to hang on a bit longer, but the anticipation is worth it. Luna has just emerged from one of the most harrowing experiences of her life. After surviving an attack and watching her attacker face justice, she's finally beginning to reclaim her agency. But just as she begins to put the pieces back together, something tells us the victim narrative won't be the end of her story. There are whispers that Luna's journey is about to take a turn, possibly one no one sees coming. That twist, whatever it may be, likely won't hit until later in the week. For now, the focus remains on the pressure cooker brewing between Deacon, Remy, and Sheila, and the fact that this is no longer a matter of secrets or therapy sessions. This is war. The episode leaves several questions dangling like a perfectly timed cliffhanger. What exactly is Remy hiding about his connection to Forrester Creations? Is he tied to someone in the company? A scandal? A buried history with a Forrester executive? And, more importantly, how long until Deacon finds out the truth? Sheila, on the other hand, is clearly on the verge of snapping. Her desperation is dangerous, and when Sheila feels cornered, she strikes. Taylor Hayes might think she's helping, but by inserting herself into Deacon's emotional life, she's just painted a target on her back. And anyone who's followed the bold and the beautiful long enough knows what Sheila's capable of when she's crossed. As the fashion house readies its next collection, the personal lives of those involved are unspooling at the seams. Love triangles are morphing into revenge plots. Secrets are metastasizing into lies. And every character is sitting on a powder keg. Deacon's journey from redemption to self-destruction might be faster than anyone anticipated, and if Remy's secret is as dangerous as it seems, then Deke isn't just risking a job. He's risking everything. Sheila's not done that by a long shot. Her rage, her jealousy, her need for control, they're all coming to a head. And when she finally makes her move, there will be no mistaking her intentions. She wants her husband back, and she doesn't care who she has to destroy to make that happen. This is the bold and the beautiful at its most volatile, where dreams come true and unravel in the same breath, where love can't survive without betrayal, and where every truth comes with a body count. Stay tuned. The chaos has only just begun. The bold and the beautiful, Deacon's breaking point, Sheila's meltdown, and a war that could burn down everything Deacon Sharp is not the same man he was. Or at least, he's trying not to be. After years spent clawing his way out of the wreckage of his past, he's finally within reach of something resembling redemption, a future defined not by scandal, but by stability. But as the bold and the beautiful rages forward, this week's events prove that even the best intentions are no match for the gravity of old flames, buried secrets, and the explosive jealousy of a woman like Sheila Carter. At the center of it all is a choice. Deacon stands at a crossroads, staring down to divergent paths. One leads to a future he's fought tooth and nail for, a respected position in the competitive world of high fashion, the trust of his daughter, the chance to prove he's more than his mistakes. The other leads straight back into the arms of the most dangerous woman he's ever loved. And right now, both roads are on fire. When news breaks that Deacon has been given a coveted spot supporting the hope for the future collection at Forrester Creations, it's a game changer. It's not just a job, it's a statement. For once, the Forrester elite, many of whom have long dismissed or distrusted him, are letting him in. The man who once served drinks in the shadows now has a place in the spotlight. And to Deacon, it feels like a clean slate, a chance to finally escape his past. But not everyone wants him to leave that past behind. Sheila Carter has always been chaos wrapped in charm, and when she gets wind of Deacon's new direction, she doesn't take it well. What begins as a passive plea quickly escalates into a full-blown emotional siege. She ambushes him at Il Giardino, her eyes wild with desperation, her voice trembling with need. She begs him to stop running from what they had. She reminds him manipulatively, masterfully, that they were good together, that they had passion, loyalty, fire, that no one will ever understand him the way she does. Deacon listens. He always listens. That's part of the problem. But he doesn't answer. Instead, he walks away and walks straight into the office of Taylor Hayes. That single action is a spark to dry tinder. Sheila sees red? Taylor, the self-righteous therapist, the woman with a front row seat to Deacon's mind, is now the one he turns to. Not her. Not the woman who stood by him when no one else would. Not the woman who took risks, broke laws, and killed for him. It's too much. Sheila's jealousy is no longer a quiet flame, it's an inferno. And when Sheila Carter loses control, the consequences are never subtle. At first, she follows Deacon, watches him, tracks his movements from I. Elger Dino to Forrester Creations, from therapy sessions with Taylor to hushed conversations behind closed doors. It starts with observation, but it doesn't end there. Unable to accept that Deacon is slipping away, Sheila begins to interfere. First, small act calls made from blocked numbers, anonymous tips whispered to the press, rumors seeded into the right ears. Then it escalates. One day, Deacon shows up for a high-stakes investor pitch tied to the hope for the future line, only to find the meeting mysteriously canceled. The investor spooked. It doesn't take long for the trail to lead back to a saboteur. Sheila. She doesn't deny it. In fact, she doubles down. Cornered. She tells Deacon she did it because she loves him, because she refuses to stand by while he rewrites their story to exclude her. She says his success means nothing if he forgets who helped him get there. She threatens to go public, to drag him down if he turns his back on her now. Deacon is furious, hurt, torn, and finally pushed past his limit. Because for all the chaos he's caused in his life, for all the bridges he's burned, this was supposed to be the one thing he did right. He had a chance to be better for himself, for hope, for the daughter who finally started to believe in him again. And Sheila's interference, her obsession, put that at risk. Her sabotage wasn't just personal. It was professional. It was a declaration of war. The confrontation is brutal. Deacon demands to know how far she's willing to go. Sheila refuses to back down. She says if she can't be part of his future, then he doesn't deserve one. It's toxic. It's tragic. It's vintage Sheila. But it's also the final straw. Deacon makes the call, not just to security, but to the police. He files a report. He tells Sheila to stay away. And for the first time in their twisted, tangled history, he means it. The fallout is immediate. Sheila, now officially banned from I. Elger Dino and under investigation for business interference, vanishes. But no one believes she's truly gone. A woman like Sheila doesn't disappear. She waits. She watches. She plots. At Forrester, the ripples of Deacon's personal war bleed into the professional world. Questions begin to swirl about his judgment, about whether his past can ever truly be separated from his present. Hope tries to support him, but even she can't deny the unease. Brooke issues warnings. Ridge makes veiled threats. The fragile acceptance Deacon worked so hard to earn begins to crack. And through it all, Deacon is forced to face a brutal truth. Redemption isn't just about changing. It's about choosing over and over, even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. As the week ends, Deacon is alone in the office, staring at the design boards he once looked at with hope. The room is silent. The buzz of success has faded. And somewhere, out in the city, Sheila Carter is still watching, still waiting. The battle lines are drawn. On one side, love, obsession, and a past that refuses to die. On the other, ambition, forgiveness, and the fragile hope of a new beginning. Deacon's next move may be his last chance to get it right. And in the world of the bold and the beautiful, that choice could cost him.